The Battle of the Trebia was fought in December of 218 BC between Hannibal and the Roman consul Tiberius Sempronius. Sempronius had been sent to the aid of the wounded general Publius Cornelius Scipio by the Roman Senate. He was eager to confront the Carthaginians himself without Scipio's aid, motivated by the upcoming election season in Rome. Scipio himself had just barely made it across the Trebia with the remainder of his forces, and warned Sempronius not to engage the Carthaginians with untrained men. Hannibal knew that Sempronius would be easy to provoke. He sends an ambush of his best infantry and cavalry led by his brother Mago to set an ambush near the river. The next morning, Hannibal sends the allied Numidian cavalry to harass the Romans. They circle around the outskirts of the Roman camp. Sempronius, making all the decisions for the combined Roman and their allies, sends a small group to chase off the Numidians. He then sends out 6,000 lightly armed soldiers, covering 12,000 heavily armed Romans and 20,000 allied Italian troops. Although Hannibal could have cemented victory by attacking while the Romans were only partially across the river, he saw that his previous provocation was working. He decided that he would wait for the whole of the Roman army to cross before attacking, so that the victory would have a greater morale effect on his army. After almost the entire Roman army crosses the river, wet and cold, Hannibal sends out his troops. Although he has similar total numbers to the Romans, Hannibal has almost 6,000 more cavalry. The Numidian cavalry now wheels out and attacks the Roman cavalry in Velites. The Velites are forced to retreat through the Roman infantry towards the river, and Roman infantry exposed. Now that the Roman Velites and cavalry have retreated, Mago's ambush is ready to attack. Along with the Numidian cavalry, they attack the sides and back of the Roman formation, causing a large portion of the Roman infantry to become disorganized and flee towards the river. While the Roman cavalry are able to retreat across the river, the rest of the Romans are not so lucky. For the rest of the battle, Mago's ambush and the Numidian cavalry continue to massacre these men. The vast majority of Roman casualties occur here. The remaining Roman infantry, under the command of Sempronius, now form a hollow square. In this standard formation, soldiers face outward to both the left and the right, leaving a central area for the commander and any wounded or dead bodies that accumulate. Hannibal's infantry is unable to break through the Romans' hollow square, and he decides to retreat. Sempronius and his remaining men return to the nearby city Placentia, and do not go to the aid of their fellow soldiers who have been massacred. Scipio resumed command of the whole army shortly after the battle. Hannibal did not follow, as his men were suffering from exposure to the winter climate. The Battle of the Trebia was not the defining battle of the Second Punic War, but it was the first major conflict, and established the Carthaginians as a legitimate threat to the city of Rome.